What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, to discuss Baddies Midwest Reunion Part 3. It is over, it is done. But before we go ahead and get into it, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning on your post notifications, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let us go ahead and discuss Baddies Midwest Reunion Part 3, shall we? All right, you guys, so this is it. We're done with the Baddies Midwest Season 6. I'm glad to be done with it. But then I get on social media yesterday and I see the trailer for Baddies Africa. And I was like, Baddies Africa, they're currently filming that show, right? Like, they're currently filming it. They just recently started filming this show, and y'all already giving us this damn show. Aren't those girls still in Africa? If I'm not mistaken, they are still over there, because I know over the past, yeah, they still there. This last week, yeah, they still in Africa, if I'm not mistaken. So, Baddies Africa premieres May 11th. In 2 weeks, I was like, say what now? Why? Why is the show coming back so fast? Oh my God. I thought I was going to get a long break with Baddies. Nope. You only get 2 weeks. But before we go ahead and get into the reunion, you guys, tell me what you guys thought about part 3 of the reunion. Honestly, they should have kept this and tacked it on to part 2, I guess. Because nothing really happened in part 3. I mean, it was still a bunch of fights happening in part 3. We see Dolly and Ivory fight somebody. I don't know if it was Ivory. I don't know if it was Taseki. But somebody fucked Dolly's face up. Like I was looking at the side of her face at one point in this reunion, more specifically towards the end, when Janice was trying to, hype her up, talking about, you left here better than what DTB did at the last reunion. She's like, yeah, I got all my teeth. I was like, you got all your teeth, but your face is swollen. I don't know if Diamond's face was, well, yeah, her lip was busted. But girl, you ain't leaving here, like, your face is swollen. When I say your face is swollen, your face is swollen. Look like a Cabbage Patch Kid. Well, Cabbage Patch doll, not kid. The Cabbage Patch doll. But okay, girl, that's what you want to say? Cool. Now, Lex and Ivory, they managed to squash whatever little beef they had with each other, but now Lex wants to run it with Jayla. And the reason that Lex wants to run it with Jayla is because she says Jayla tried to jump in. I was like, ma'am, do you remember like a few minutes ago when you were brought out on stage? What did you do? You charged for Scotty. Then you also charged for Anna. So pot, meat, kettle, one and the same. Like, are you serious? This is why I say I don't like Lex. I just don't see it for her, right? So then we see as Lex and Jayla, they squared up. Now, I don't know who I would say won. You guys can tell me if y'all think Jayla won that round, the first round. Y'all can tell me if y'all think Lex won that first round. But then Lex wants to go another round with her. So I'm like, here's my thing. I don't understand when you want to keep going. If you feel like you want to fight, then why do you want to go another round with the person if you feel like you want it, right? So I'm assuming that Lex thinks that she lost that round. Now the second round, again, I ain't gonna call it because Lex got some bruises up around her neck and stuff. Lex got some, Jayla bit her, and Jayla left the stage, never came back, had her nose covered. I was like, is your nose bleeding? Because they never showed her. And then when Anna went backstage to check on Jayla, she was like, nah, Anna, go away. I was like, you don't want people to see your nose or something? I think she had a bloody nose. Like, I feel like her nose was bleeding. But then you also saw at one point where Scotty was trying to talk to Lex. Lex didn't want to say nothing to Scotty. I was like, but you've been trying to run it with Scotty. So Girl, make that shit make sense. Make that shit make sense. But it is what it is, right? So then after that, you see Summer and Jazz fighting. I don't know who taught them, like, the way that they were fighting, which neither one of them can fight, but it was like, pop, pop, pop. They fighting like this. They fighting like that. Like, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But what I will say is I did find it hella funny when Ivory came up and tripped Summer. I was like, thank you for doing that, right? So then Lex is backstage talking about, find me Jayla. Like, I want Jayla. I want to run it with Jayla. This bitch bit me. I was like, casualty of war. Like, what else? Like, if you want to get a bitch off of you, pinch them, bite them, scratch them, do whatever you got to do to them, right? And that's what Jayla did. So, Lex, you're going to be mad at yourself at this point, right? So then, nobody's, like, they done got everybody off stage just fighting, right? So Janisha and Santana are trying to have some dialogue with the people that's on stage, right? So Bad Dolly walks back out, right? When Bad Dolly walked out, Pretty P stood up, and so her and Pretty P and Bad Dolly going, you know, they banging each other, right? Now, like I said about the Jayla and Big Lex fight, you guys tell me who you think won. You guys tell me who you guys think won round one with Pretty P and Dolly. Me personally, I think it was a tie, like for real, for real. Yeah, the first round to me gave a tie. Now that second round, Pretty P. Pretty P, girl, she told you up. I'm so sorry. You got your ass beat. Dolly beat you up that second round. I gotta give it to Dolly. She beat you up the second time. But I honestly feel like Dolly is on a high after fighting Taseki, and the fact that her teeth are still on her, she got her teeth intact and everything. I think she on a high from that, so she feeling froggy and ready to fight, right? So again, y'all tell me who y'all think won, right? So then we see Janisha. So Janisha is having a conversation with Jazz, right? And it was a very short conversation, because then you see Ivory and Pretty Pete. Well, actually, you saw Pretty Pete get up first, right? Pretty Pete got up and walked backstage. Ivory following behind her, and so they're like, "Wait a minute, what's going on?" I was like, "Y'all know Ivory is looking for Dolly," because even Santana kept saying, "Dolly, ain't Dolly, ain't Dolly, ain't." Dolly did not. Well, let me say this. Dolly ate Pretty Pete in that second round. That first round, I'm not gonna say Pretty Pete won, and I'm not gonna say Dolly won, because they were both hitting each other. Where Pretty Pete fell off in the second round is Pretty P had her head down and was punching at Dolly. I'm like, girl, how are you fighting like this? Why are you fighting like this? Why is like her head was literally down the entire time, and then when they got on the ground, it was over from their point. But it is what it is, right? So next out on the stage, we are bringing out Emma, Yoshi, and Nunu. I was like, child, I forgot all about Yoshi. Is that a bad thing? Yes and no, right? With the sake of this show, it's a bad thing because, you know, she didn't really do a whole lot of fighting. So it's a bad thing in that regard. But I feel like I feel like it could be a good thing because, you know, she wasn't involved in the bullshit with the girls. So, you know, she didn't get beat up. She didn't beat nobody up. So I feel like it's a win. I mean, y'all can tell me how y'all feel about it. Emma. Emma. You told Scotty during the season she was boring, but you ended up being the same boring person that she was. The difference between you and Scotty is, according to what people are saying, Scotty is sleeping with Lemmy, so that's why she, and I'm gonna say allegedly because I don't know that shit to be true at all. But people say that, you know, she with Lemmy, and, you know, that's what keeps her job secure. You know, you just came, but you were worse than, honestly, I would have preferred you to be like Yoshi. Don't say, if you're gonna be boring, just don't say shit. Like, nothing made sense with what Emma was saying on that stage. Was it a problem for her to call out the OGs? No, I don't see a problem with it. But if you're gonna call them out, much like how I feel about Big Lex, call the OGs out for something valid, right? you didn't have a valid gripe with Emma, much like much like when it comes to Lex, she didn't have a real issue with Jayla. Like y'all piggybacking off of shit that happened seasons where y'all were just watching the show as fans. So, it makes no sense. Even with some old whack ass, which we'll talk about her in just a minute, right? Oh, I also forgot to mention with Bad Dolly, why was she fighting? Like, I don't understand this shit with these girls. They tops get ripped off, and then they just running around with their titties out. Like, all I saw was when I'm like, damn, is nobody gonna get Bad Dolly a t-shirt? But they finally did get her a t-shirt, right? So then they brought Biggie and Taseki back out. I was like, wait a minute, I thought Taseki left. Where'd she come from? And she apologized for what happened earlier. I was like, yeah, girl, because you was giving Incredible Hulk, right? So then we are talking about this whole situation with Biggie and Anna. Here's my thing when it comes to Biggie and Anna, right? I get that Biggie's not a fighter. I don't expect, like, since I don't watch the show like that, this is my first season really truly watching it. The thing that I have a problem with when it comes to Biggie, I get Biggie is not a fighter, and that's fine and dandy, right? That's fine. But like everybody keeps saying to Biggie, you don't have to fight her. You don't have to fight Lex. You don't have to fight Summer. But when you see two girls piling up on your friend, at least step in and be like, hold up, pump the brakes. Me and you cool, but this is my girl right here. I'm not finna you like when she finished fighting her, then you can get your ones with her or do something like say something, but do something. But Biggie don't see a problem with it. And I was like, this is why you lame as fuck, right? Then a girl from the audience calls out Biggie, wants to fight Biggie because I guess at the last reunion, the girl said Biggie threw water on her. I was like, so you've been holding on to that for how long? Granted, I didn't expect for Biggie to fight the girl, but Biggie just keep walking away like I'm gonna go to her. I'm not talking to her. I'm not talking to her. I'm like, Biggie, say something to the girl. Tell her fuck you. Yeah, bitch, I threw water on you. And what? Move on. That was the last reunion. We're at this reunion. Move on. But no, Biggie wants to walk away. But she said she wanted to go check on Anna. I was like, okay, girl. Now, what did have me laughing is, so at one point, Anna had Rolly's toupee on her head, right? I was like, girl, well, her wig, a 27-piece, right? But what really had me hollering was when Anna got up and left off that stage, right? So Anna said, I don't want to cry on camera. And Rolly said, well, don't. And then she looked, and she's like, well, there's a camera right there in front of us. I died laughing at that shit because that shit had me rolling. Y'all, that shit had me rolling. The fact that that girl said, I don't want to cry on camera. And she crying on camera. And Rolly was like, because like I said, Rolly did not see the camera. And Rolly said, well, don't. And then she looked and she said, well, damn, there's a camera right there in front of you. So, oh, well, you crying on camera. Oh, y'all are hollering when I hollered. Because that shit was funny. Oh, that shit was funny. That shit was funny to me, man. So, oh, so, oh God, that shit was funny to me. So we, oh my God. Why can't I stop laughing and I'm not high? Oh shit, I'm not high. So we move on, you guys. We move on. So we bring Summer, Lex, and Dolly back on the stage, right? And Pretty P wanted it with Dolly again. I was like, no, you don't. No. And then your wig ain't even on your head. Like, we see your cornrows. I was like, Pretty P. Actually, the funny thing is, leaving this season, I really did like Pretty P, but I was like, Pretty P, please leave that girl alone. If you're not gonna square, like, the interesting thing with Pretty P is because in last week's episode, baby, she knocked the fuck out of Summer, knocked Summer to that goddamn TV. I was like, damn, P, you got some strength behind them hits, right? I honestly wish that Pretty P had never put her head down Because honestly, you guys leaving this season, the three people that I don't like that are going to Baddies Africa, which I wish they would stop saying Africa. Y'all do know, well, I mean, did they go to South Africa? Like, I don't think they went to South Africa. I think they were, if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard that they were banned from South Africa, but I don't know that to be true. If you guys know anything about where did they film at, and I wish, again, what countries did they go to? Because I don't know what countries they went to. Man, that's a lot of traveling. That's a lot of traveling, y'all. Because unless y'all going, like, what countries did they go to in Africa? But then on top of that, like this, oh God, this is why I could never do a show like Baddies. I know Natalie's talking about Bad Boys is coming back. I can never do a show like this because y'all went to the Caribbean, and then y'all going to Africa. Even with the Midwest and the South and all that kind of stuff, going to different cities. But when you go like Africa and the Caribbean, bitch, that's a vacation, especially out of the U.S. And y'all over there in them different countries fighting, bitch, please. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Now, Ivory wanted to address Summer, because at this point, everybody is tired, so we just having dialogue at this point. One much dialogue, Janice is just trying to figure out, so Lex, what is it with you and Anna and Scotty? Nothing. What is it with you and Ivory? Nothing. They good, right? Now, Ivory, girl, that shit, what you said, I was like, wow. So you would rather, because she says that in Hawaii, I think she said that Lex said that if she didn't apologize to her, that they would run it. And she said she ain't gonna apologize to no bitch. I was like, damn. I mean, I get it, right? I don't apologize when I'm wrong, when I'm not wrong, but damn, you would rather, I would just be like, you know what, girl, I ain't gonna apologize to you, but shit, girl, let's call a truce. Like, let's call a truce or something. But no, you want to keep fighting her. I was like, you know what, if that's what you want to do, baby girl, go ahead and do it, right? But I think the girls, like I said, I think the girls were tired at this point. I was tired for them because I'm like, y'all been fighting for quite some time. Then we brought out Slim. What they bring Slim out for? It was 15 minutes left in the episode when they brought Slim, and I was like, fuck. How long has Slim been there? How long has Slim been at that fucking reunion? And I know they filmed that shit I know they filmed it in the wee hours of the morning. Bitch, please. No. It was just a bunch of her and Rolly's talking over each other. Rolly, you talked about that girl's daddy. She said, fuck you and fuck your son. I saw that video of your son getting his ass beat. Baby, your son got his ass towed the fuck up. Your son got his ass beat up. Period, point blank. Rolly still made an excuse for when she snuck her. She's talking about big ass coming up to her. Girl, shut up. I want somebody to wear Rolly's big ass the fuck out. So then Summer apologizes to Slim for, saying fuck her daddy. I was like, you should have said that a long time ago. You should have never said it. The same way the stuff with Scotty, like, you should have never gotten involved in that stuff with Scotty, Rolly, and Natalie. Like, everything that Summer's gotten herself into this season, you didn't have to get yourself into it because you inserted yourself in every fucking thing, right? She apologized for sneaking her in for talking about her daddy, right? So they hugged it out. Rolly told Slim, don't believe that. And I'm actually kind of with Rolly. And y'all know I don't see it for Rolly, but hey. And then they just went around and had their final thoughts. I don't care, wasn't listening to the final thoughts. That is a wrap for Baddies Africa, you guys. Not Africa, damn it. Baddies Midwest, you guys. Baddies Africa premieres in 2 freaking weeks. Oh my God, in 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. They gonna run this show into the ground. They're gonna run this show into the ground. And now I'm realizing why those girls, like with Diamond, when she came in this season, her tooth was still missing. The reason her tooth was still missing is because they had filmed the reunion weeks before they started filming this season. Same with Baddies Africa. They just recently filmed this reunion. It ain't been that long since they filmed this reunion. Then they went into filming for Baddies Africa, which I kind of figured they were going to be coming back soon with Baddies Africa, but not that soon because I saw one of Natalie's interview looks. I was like, oh, fuck. I saw one of Natalie's interview looks, and I think I saw one of Summer's looks. But yeah, you guys, if you guys saw the Baddies Africa trailer, tell me what you guys thought about it. How do you feel about it? How do you guys feel about this season as a whole? How do you guys feel about well, some of y'all are probably used to watching Baddies. I'm not. Damn it, that just threw me for a loop that it is coming back on May 11th. Ain't that about a motherfucking bitch? That's all I got, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode of the Baddies Midwest reunion. Let me know what you guys thought about the season of Baddies Midwest. And also tell me what you guys thought about me reviewing Baddies this season. It was an interesting, wild ride. I actually had a good, it was moments that I was like, okay, it was cool. Where Baddies kind of lost me was the damn season. We had, 20-something episodes. We had 23 episodes plus a 3-part reunion. Oh, God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stick with this show. But we'll see, you guys. We will definitely see. But be sure to like the video, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on your post notifications, you guys. And share the video. And until the next time, you guys, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.